Chapter 1. What is defensiveness? Defensiveness is a natural reaction that often arises in challenging interpersonal interactions. At its core, defensiveness is a protective mechanism, a way for individuals to guard themselves against feelings of blame, criticism, or inadequacy. While it might feel like a shield, it can sometimes act as a barrier, preventing growth, understanding, and authentic connection. The nature of defensiveness. Defensiveness manifests as a reactive state, where individuals instinctively seek to justify, deny, or redirect responsibility. Imagine a conversation where feedback is offered. Instead of reflecting on the input, a defensive response might sound like, "Well, it wasn't my fault," or "You don't understand what I'm going through." These responses, while understandable, often block meaningful dialogue and can escalate tension. The characteristics of defensiveness include heightened sensitivity to feedback. Even neutral or constructive input may feel like a personal attack. Justification of actions, a need to explain or rationalize behavior to avoid accountability. Denial of responsibility, refusing to acknowledge one's role in a situation. Redirecting blame, shifting focus to others to deflect criticism. The psychological roots of defensiveness. At its heart, defensiveness is a response to protect one's self-concept. For many, feedback or criticism can evoke feelings of shame, fear of judgment, or inadequacy. These emotions are deeply tied to our sense of worth and belonging. When someone's self-concept, how they perceive themselves, is threatened, their mind and body often react instinctively to maintain equilibrium. For example, a person who prides themselves on being reliable might react defensively to criticism suggesting they forgot an important task. Their defensiveness stems not just from the critique, but from an underlying fear that their reliability, something tied to their identity, has been called into question. The instinctive nature of defensiveness. Defensiveness can feel automatic, like a reflex. This is partly because it often originates from deeply ingrained patterns of behavior and emotional triggers. These triggers may stem from past experiences such as early life experiences. Criticism or judgment during childhood can make individuals hypersensitive to feedback as adults. Trauma or rejection. Painful experiences can create heightened vigilance against anything perceived as harmful. Cultural or social expectations. Pressure to meet certain standards can amplify the fear of falling short. While the instinct to defend oneself is understandable, it's important to recognize that defensiveness can hinder personal growth and damage relationships. The impact of defensiveness. Although defensiveness serves a protective function, it can have unintended consequences. In personal relationships, it can create barriers to trust and vulnerability. In professional settings, it can stifle collaboration and constructive problem solving. Perhaps most critically, defensiveness can prevent honest introspection, making it harder for individuals to address areas of improvement or resolve underlying issues. For instance, consider a team meeting where a leader offers constructive feedback. A defensive team member might reject the feedback outright, missing an opportunity to learn or improve. Over time, this pattern can erode relationships, as others may feel unheard or invalidated. Moving beyond defensiveness, recognizing defensiveness is the first step toward managing it. By understanding its origins and impact, individuals can begin to break the cycle. Practices such as mindfulness, active listening, and self-reflection can help individuals respond to feedback with curiosity rather than defensiveness. In later chapters, we'll explore strategies to manage and reduce defensiveness, as well as ways to foster open and constructive communication. For now, it's essential to remember that while defensiveness is a natural response, it is not an inevitable one. With awareness and effort, it is possible to shift from reacting defensively to responding thoughtfully. In the next chapter, we'll examine why defensiveness matters and how it shapes our relationships, communication, and self-growth.